They used to get about 4.
Number 2 on the floor. Number 2 from the floor. Okay, from the floor, it's resolution 2 on. Okay.
All right. Benton County Commission is now in session. Roseanne Ward, chairperson.
Mr. Charlie Cooper, would you give the invocation tonight, please?
Let us pray. Father God, we just thank you, Lord, for this chance to come together, Lord, to do this business, Lord. We just ask your blessings upon this meeting. Be with our community, be with our nation, Father, be with our world, Lord. We just ask that everything that's done here tonight or said here tonight would be according to your will and would be pleasing to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Commissioner Miller, would you lead the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Here.
Stephen Stokes. Deborah Baines. Here. Kenneth Miller.
Here.
Rocky Preston.
Shop local.
Brett Burke. Frank Lashley. Gary Kerr.
Here.
Dwayne Fowler. Sonny Hall. Bill Melton.
Here.
Barry Holland.
Here.
Mike Nunnery.
Here.
Darrell Hicks. Jerry Price.
Here.
Jeff Murphy.
Here.
Roseanne Ward.
Present.
12 present. 4 absent. 12 present, 4 absent. No, it's more.
No, that's correct.
I
That's correct.
said correct,
Okay.
It's 6. Sorry.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Commissioner Price.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to move item 5, appointment of 6th District Commissioner to fill vacancy to this time slot.
Second.
Who made the second?
Phil.
Okay, roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain. Yes. Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Kerr.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Jerry Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your motion?
Okay. So now we are at the appointment of the 6th District Commissioner. Anyone here that is interested in the 6th District Commissioner, please come forward, state your name, and introduce yourself to the commission and the audience.
Mayor, Madam Chairman, and Commissioners, most of y'all know me. I was here several times in the 90s. I resigned my commission seat back last year, probably July, and Commissioner Murphy was in my place. And when Darrell resigned, I had time to think about it, and I had several people ask me, if I'd consider it, and I did. And so I'd like to, with your blessing and vote, be put back into the 6th District Commissioner seat. Any questions? Thank you very much.
You may come forward, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Delia Thibodeau, and I believe that each and every one of us should do what we can to help our neighbors. If you would have me, I'd like to serve the 6th District and Benton County because I have experience and expertise in several areas that would benefit this district. I had sent a letter to each of you. Does everyone have one? I have a couple extra copies if somebody needs a copy of that letter. If not, I'll proceed. My experience is outlined in that letter with some of my background. People have many reasons for resigning a position, but when they do, they are quitting and abandoning the people that they have promised to serve. The 6th District and Benton County need someone they can count on to represent them. If someone quits and then wants to reapply for the position that they had abandoned, I maintain that they should go to the public via the ballot box and ask to be reinstated. I stand here today before you asking for an opportunity to serve the 6th District in Benton County. I have proven myself to be reliable, honest, and capable with a lifetime of service to other people, and I am not a quitter. With respect for your service, I humbly ask for your vote. Does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Thibodeau, thank you for coming forward tonight and expressing your concerns and your willingness to serve as a commissioner. But I have a question,
Yes, sir.
and I would like a good answer for it. Where do you reside?
I reside at 95 Main Street in the church in the center of Big Sandy.
Okay. I've got some documents here that say otherwise. And I have one document from April of this year, April 18th. And it's from Lisa Corwin. Is Lisa kin to you?
Yes, she is. She is my sister.
I had a report, and she was concerned about your well-being, and I guess at that time you had some difficulties with your cell phone, and you had gone to Nashville to pick up your husband, I think is what I'm following here. And the deputy, Curtis Zeiler out of Henry County, took the statement from Ms. Corwin that says, she gave the following statement in summary. Ms. Corwin last saw her sister, Delia Thibodeau, on April 17th, 2024, at approximately 1300 hours, that's 1 p.m. National Guard time, at her home in Springville. Springville is in Henry County. If you reside in Henry County, you are not eligible to run for office in Benton County. Now, following that up, these reports, and I know they're not always exactly accurate, I'll give everybody that. This is public information that I was able to get. And this was dated this month, this record was pulled. And it said the current address since August of 2022 is 11905 Highway 69 South, Springville, Tennessee. And it goes on to talk about the square footage in your home, when it was built, the value, etc. Phone numbers, places of residence in the past. So I am not real comfortable. I personally live in District 6, and I'm aware of where the property is in your name in Henry County. Have I seen you there? Yes. Have I seen you at the church? Yes, I have. but do you indeed reside in that church, or do you reside at this address in Springfield?
I would be happy to answer your questions, sir. I reside at the church and have been for almost 5 years. Yes, I do own the property in Henry County. When the pipes froze at the church last winter, when it was so bitterly cold, we lost water for quite some time. We had to dig new lines and put dig trenching and put new lines in, and left the church for that property for a short time while those lines were replaced. It is a secondary home. I do not live there. I spend an occasional night there. I go there to clean, but that home is primarily to house out-of-town guests like my sister and anyone else who might need a temporary place to stay. But my permanent address is 95 Main Street at the church, and it has been since we came to Benton County.
Thank you.
Any other
I
questions?
have a question.
Yes.
Ms. Thibodeau, did I not pay you at one time $90 to rent that church in town in Big Sandy? And halfway through the service, did you not stand up and order all of us out and threaten to call the police on us in the middle of a church service?
That was a lewd display of,
In a church service? Okay.
supposedly.
Okay.
Okay, we
All
need to-
that was missing was a pole for the pole dancer.
Okay,
That's
we're-
why I chased you
We're
out.
going to move on to the vote of the 6th District Commissioner. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When the clerk calls your name, state the name that you are voting for.
Keith Arnold,
King.
Marty Douglas. Deborah Bain. King. Kenneth Miller.
King.
Rocky Preston.
Cherry.
Gary Carr.
King.
Bill Melton.
King.
Barry Holland.
King.
Mike Nunnery.
King.
Jerry Price.
King.
Jeff Murphy.
Mr. King.
Roseanne Ward.
Terry King.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Okay. Okay, Mr. King, would you like to come forward? We're going to let Mr. King go ahead and take his oath of office so that he can continue the meeting tonight and vote. It won't take but just maybe 1 minute. Commissioner representing the 6th District for County, Tennessee.
Thank you.
Don't leave us no more, Terry.
I'm not, I'm good. I'm only quit once.
We're gonna super glue you to the chair.
Next is the approval of the agenda. I need a motion and a second to approve our agenda as we amended it.
Motion, second.
Motion by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Arnold. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Next on the agenda is our citizens forum. We have 4 names on the citizens forum. I'd like to announce to you that you have 5 minutes to speak. You will hear a warning when you have 1 minute left. When you have reached the end of your 5 minutes and you hear the warning, you will be allowed to finish your sentence. So, Mr. Nick Bolton, would you like to come first?
I think I'm speaking for all 4 people, so. I think I-
Well, you've got 5 minutes.
Okay, well, they're giving me their time, I think. I think that's the way it works.
Well, they will have to state that at the end of your 5 minutes.
Okay, you know, as humans, we're like water. The banks have been made for us, we just kind of follow, whatever happened before us. And what it turns into on a long enough timeline, if you look at any government in history, all governments have become tyrannical in a 200-year period. Ben Franklin said that. He studied governments 400 years prior to the founding of this nation. So, like, in this room, all you guys are servants. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a servant? Everybody gets paid. Is that a servant? How about this? What's our Constitution? I'm asking, does anybody know?
What part of it would you like to know?
What is it?
Document that funds or creates our country.
That sounds good. Does anybody else want to try? So everybody here is in government, supposedly representing people, but you don't even know what our Constitution is.
It's the rules and standards that we run our country
Nope,
by.
you're wrong too. This is what I'm talking about. This is how this happens, and on a far enough timeline, not today. It's going to self-destruct. It's each individual's restriction on government and collective document. That's what it is. It's my individual restriction on government, it's yours, it's his. And the reason it was made that way is because we all can't restrict government in different ways, and give them 300 million copies of it. But you can't change it for me. That's why we have an amendment process to be more restrictive. But our government does what it does, just like it's doing in Benton County, and they use the amendment process to grow. It's like the 16th, 17th Amendment. This taxation issue here, buying the buildings, I offered to pay for the materials and do the labor for free to make his office private. I know as the chairwoman that you want to see Court Square, this big thing when the congressman comes to town every 2 years, trying to get votes out of people. I get it. When I look at Court Square, I just see a prison. It's all it is. It's a taking. It's all this square does is take from the county. It takes money from the county. That's it. To buy another building is totally retarded. To sell a building, the Tractor Supply is even dumber because you're going to kill 2 businesses with that. Co-op, Tractor Supply, or the feed store will both be gone in a matter of time. And you'll be stuck with Tractor Supply that donated millions of dollars to the Drag Queen Story Hour in Waco. Is that what you want in your town? Ma'am? Is that what you want in your town?
Tractor Supply?
Yeah, a business that donates money.
It would be nice, yes.
So who supports socialism? Anybody? That's what property taxes is. You pledge an allegiance to a flag. You know who Francis Bellamy was? The socialist that wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. So we all just do stuff just to fall in line before the people come. There's a way that you can have some of the stuff you want and not be extorting people, because you're extorting me. There's a gun to my head. There's literally a gun to my head, because when I decide that right now I'm under contract, that's why the property taxes are paid. But if you don't think the day's going to come when I'm going to say I'm not paying no more, you think I'm somebody else, because I will definitely do it. And then that man right there will send people who will have to kill me to remove me from that property, because you are forcing me to pay for things I don't want, and nobody should have to. If you don't have kids in school, you shouldn't be paying for it. If you can't afford to send your school, kids to school, homeschool. I homeschool my kids, and I pay for it. And I pay for school here too. It makes no sense. The taxation system makes no sense whatsoever. You know, everybody's a patriot, but nobody knows what's going on. Nobody can even think about what's going on. And trust me, it's not about me. I understand my fate. I know my fate. I accept it. It's about you. It's about your kids and your grandkids. And I know that's hard for people to understand. My oldest boy was murdered in 2019. There was one person who spoke for him in his sentencing. It was me. So like that's what humbled me. It made me realize it's about everybody else. But this taxation thing, what happens is government just does what it wants. And we see it doing it now.
You have 1 minute.
We're on building what now? What number of buildings is this? There are 4 nobody's doing nothing with? And there'll be something with this one. Because you're not gonna have a roofer go look at the roof. You're just gonna have some local guy look at it, and they're gonna say it's fine. Then a year from now, you're gonna need $100 grand for the roof. Oops, we need a remodel, because the bathroom doors ain't 36 inches, which is code for handicap. There's another 10 grand, commercial bathrooms. It's insanity. The whole idea of what's going on in the country is insanity. It's burning to the ground because this, locally. The feds ain't doing it. The feds couldn't do anything without you guys. There's nothing the federal government can do without you guys. That man right there could shut them down. Say it's not happening to nobody in this county. Ain't gonna happen though, because everybody plays the game. Because we'll become used to as a society. And it's total bullshit. People who do not use it should not have to pay for it. And if you're forcing them to pay for it, which is when you vote all this money around, and I know nobody understands that. I know that's hard for people.
Mr. Bolton, your 5 minutes is up.
All right. You just call the next name, and they're just going to ask me to speak for them. They already asked me. If you like.
Does anyone back there that signed up to speak give your 5 minutes? What is your name? Okay, and what is your name, ma'am? Okay.
And mine as well, Travis Robertson.
So you have 15 more minutes.
Thank you. It's a complete clown show.
Do you have anything to talk about that's on our agenda
Doesn't
for
matter. I
tonight?
can sit here and say fuck the rest of the time. You'd have to sit there and listen.
No, we won't have vulgar language, that's for sure,
Or what?
Mr. Bolton.
What the fuck are you going to do? Nothing. You can't do anything.
You're going to be asked to leave the meeting if
Or
you
what?
cannot speak
Or what?
without using vulgar language.
Or what?
Well, you'll be asked to leave.
Okay, now if I don't leave, then
Well,
what?
then we've got a sheriff here that will ask
So
you
that's
to
a threat
leave
of
also.
arrest?
You're given a warning right now,
Are you
no more
threatening
vulgar
to have me
language.
arrested? Sheriff, are you
You
threatening
have
to arrest me
15
if I
minutes.
cuss?
You have 15 minutes, you're wasting your
Wait,
15
are you
minutes
gonna arrest
now.
me if I say
Are you
that?
counting 15
Sir?
minutes? Okay.
If need be, you'll arrest me for cussing.
You need to let him talk.
Can you
He's
say it loud
talking.
so I can hear you?
Madam Chair.
Can you
Okay,
say it
listen,
loud?
we're going to let him have his 15 minutes, but if he continues to act out of order,
Please.
then he will be asked to leave again.
Please.
So will you please continue with your
I'm going
your
to.
talk, your
Please say
comment?
what you just said, loud enough for the microphone to hear it. If I cuss, you will do what?
Madam Chair. Disorder of conduct.
And so you'll arrest me,
I will remove you from this office.
and I'll be arrested.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, will you like to continue
I don't wanna
without
do that,
vulgar
ma'am.
speech?
It ain't gonna happen.
Okay,
But see,
Mr. Bolton,
and this is the prime example. Supreme Court's ruled
okay,
on
you're
this.
wasting your 15 minutes. If you want to talk
I'm
to
not
us,
wasting
go
it. I'm
ahead
saying
and
what I
talk.
want to say, ma'am.
Okay, say what you want to say.
The Supreme Court's ruled on this. If I want to sit here and curse, the rest of the time, the Supreme Court has ruled on this. Sheriffs across the country have been sued repeatedly over this.
You have that right.
Right.
Okay.
And you don't care because it's not your money, it's their money. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a total scam. You're scamming everybody. But it's just what we're used to, so we're supposed to accept it.
You make
Right.
the choice.
You do have a choice.
I said make the choice.
Right, make the choice. There is no choice when you have a gun to my head and say, I'm going to arrest you for speaking how you want to speak. Even though the Supreme Court of the United States has ruled on this. There's specific language, one man's curse words, another man's lyric. That's the language in it. And it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars every time the county gets sued. Well, it don't make no sense though. As the county sheriff used to say, wait a second. I should know the law because I'm the sheriff. I'm not going to arrest him for cursing. He can do it. He has the right to do it. That's what you should say as a sheriff. But see, and this is what I'm talking about. I can speak without cussing. It was done intentionally. You can just see what I just did, right? I just cost this county 100 grand. That easy. Because nobody here knows the law. Nobody here understands what freedom is. How are you free when you cannot own property? Do you own your property? Do you own your property? No, you don't. Don't pay anything on it. Don't pay the government their money this year. And guess what they did? They sell it. Why?
They won't do it in a year, do it 3 years.
3 years. Don't pay for 3 years. So it's not yours. I understand the logic you're using.
I choose to contribute.
That's fine. And I choose to contribute too for things that I use and do. I'll pay every dollar. But I'm done paying money for the ridiculousness that goes on in this county, across the board. From the policing, the buildings. I mean, the mayor can stay on the phone with somebody, but he's a private officer who can have meetings with congressmen. He's hung up with me twice. 2 times I've been on the phone, out of 30 times I've called. Twice he was in the office. I don't know if it's a full-time position or not. I haven't looked into it that far. I didn't want to come in here and have to ever talk to you guys. I wanted to move to Tennessee and nobody ever know my name. Didn't work out that way. Because it's worse here than it is in any city in this country. The good old boy system here is so far in play, and everybody knows what's going on. And it shouldn't be going on, but it's because people don't know the basics, don't know what rights are. If you don't have the right to own property, if you cannot own property, work for it, maintain it, and own it yourself, without somebody pointing a gun at you and saying, hey, we're going to take this if you don't pay us, that's extortion, and you're not free at all. If I went up and down my road and said everybody's going to pay me $5,000 because I'm going to build a pool and a house, and I'll tell you when you can use it, so it's going to be everybody's, that'd be called extortion. And what you guys are doing is no different. And all I'm asking is hey, it'd be really simple to fix. There's actually a way to constitutionally tax. And then those that contribute then get to use the stuff, and those that don't. But nobody knows that for the same reason we don't know what the Constitution is. And it needs to change, but it starts here. The federal government's only going to get worse and worse and worse because you guys are only getting worse and worse and worse. And on a long enough timeline, what happens is the government owns all land. That's what happens on a long enough timeline. It's not going to happen in our lifetime. It's probably not going to happen in our kids' lifetimes. So we're talking to our grandkids, around that time will happen if it don't happen before that. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist that knows way more than I should. And I was the guy saying 5 years ago that one day they're going to be telling you got to wear a mask and put injections in your arm you don't want to. It'll never happen here. And here we are. So here's what I want. Here's all I really want. Just admit what we are. Say we're a socialist country. Tell me to shut up and sit down. Call me a slave. I'll accept it. You'll never see me again. Or start listening to people like me. And at least question what's going on. And then how do we work around this? See, when government was bound by the taxation systems, anybody know what the reason for that is? Because we're supposed to have a small government. Thomas Jefferson, that which governs least governs best. Government's supposed to remain small, the way the people can remain free. If you notice, we're not free. Well, you don't know that, but we're free to do as we're told, just like slaves in the 1800s were. But it has to change. Paving the road out here, you know, a mile stretch of the road, there's far worse roads in the county. It doesn't justify what's going on. Buying new buildings for one man to have an office so we can throw the VFW in the basement doesn't justify buying a building. Selling a building to Tractor Supply just to get it out from under you so you quit hearing about it, to killing 2 other businesses is not justifiable. Like I said, it's not about me. I could care less about me. It's about, like I said, it's about you all. But nobody cares. Nobody's listening. I'm talking to 30 people. I got 3 people looking at me. Man up. At least look at me. You're gonna be a scumbag. At least look at me and be a scumbag. As a chairwoman, I would think that you would understand what the right to speak freely is. And it's a shame that you don't. I mean, you got YouTube. You can go on YouTube and find that stuff out. All the knowledge in the world is there. You can learn how to do brain surgery on YouTube, but you don't understand that a curse word, I can do that. And I promise you, one day I'll come back here and I'll sit here for as long as people give me their time and I'll curse the entire time. And you're going to look at me and not say nothing. Or you're going to be sued again. I don't know how much money I'm going to take from you people, which I don't want to do because it's not even your money. And that's why you don't care. Because it's not coming for your money. But it has been deemed right by the Supreme Court, which puts it across the country, which means that you have no qualified immunity, just like he has no qualified immunity, which means I could sue you personally. So we started going down that rabbit hole. You start losing houses, old cars, trucks, and then maybe you'll start caring. I don't want it to be that way. I talked to that man, what, a year and a half ago, on your house. My exact words to him was, I don't want to be a problem. Because I'm a much bigger problem. How do I say this? I don't get problems, I give them. I don't want to be that person. But you have to stop doing what you're doing. And if they're going to fix the country, it has to start here, with fixing here. And if we're not freeing Benton County, little Benton County, nowhere, Potomac, Tennessee, then nobody's going to got a chance of being free in this country. Just because you got money in your bank account or you own land or whatever, that doesn't make you free. The ability to do as you choose, as long as you're not violating the next man's rights, is what makes you free. Being able to own property is what makes you free. Being able to build a house without getting, having to get permission slips over and over and over again, it's being free. The problem is we don't know what being free is. Like, I'm just burnt out on it. I've just had enough of watching it all happen. And you all are the ones burning it down. Federal government, like I said, the feds can't do anything without you guys. And you guys can figure it out. There's a way. But you don't want to, because it's the hard way. Humans take the easiest route. I'm sitting here telling you there's a way. Nobody's going to ask me that way. That man might. He's the only one who cares. He's the only one that comes in here prepared. Three times I've been in here anyway. 2 times he's the only man prepared in here. And he was told, shut up and sit down. Not those words, but that's what was said to him. I seen a post from one of you all. Doesn't matter who. This is how, cognitive dissonance is? It's when you have 2 opposing beliefs, but you believe both are true. It's an impossibility, right? It's a real thing people suffer from. The post was, she wants to take from those who earned it and give it to those who did it. Referring to Kamala Harris, I think. That's not verbatim, basically what it said. It's exactly what this person was doing. She wants to take from those who earned it, me, and give it to those who did it. People who got kids in school. Or use some other service the government offers. I spoke last time about y'all violating the First Amendment, the Establishment Clause. Nobody here cared. One person cared. It's a violation of the Establishment Clause, not because I care. I care less who you pray to. I care about everybody else. I care that you're establishing a religion for this county. And there's people in this county that are not Christians. And you're not a Christian when you pray to God, and then you spend the next 2 hours deciding how you're going to divvy out the looted funds that have been extorted from people. It just has to stop. Like, I know that person's not a socialist. They never thought of it that way. That's what it was. She wants to take from those and give to those who didn't. Take from those who earned it and give to those who didn't earn it. This is the safest county in Tennessee, right? Safest town in Tennessee last year, year before. All right. 1% of the people in this county fit in that jail. 150 people over there in the jail. 150 people in the jail. 150 beds. 140. 9/10%. That's almost what, 3 times higher than national average. We want to put a work program in there. Sounds great. It's honorable, right? No, you're adding beds. They're not going to take away beds. They're going to add beds. So now you got more of your county in jail. Why? Oh, we can make money from it because we're going to charge them to be on this work program. And it sounds honorable. It does. But it's not the right thing to do. Now you're just advocating for more people around you to be jailed for stupid shit. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss, my bad. How about you just stop arresting people for dumb stuff? How about that? Half the country, weed's legal. I don't smoke weed. I don't care what you do. 2 worst drugs in the world are sold at every gas station around. But people in Tennessee catch felonies over a joint. It's legal in half the country. What happened to the Privileges and Immunities Clause? Anybody know what that is? Of course not. This is how a country implodes. A nation of people just think they know things, got money in their pocket, and just don't care about the next person. That's how it happens. And there's two people here specifically that don't know what their job is. Your job is to represent the people, which means you lose your vote. That's what that means. Your feelings go out the door. And it don't matter. Don't matter what you want. Don't matter if you want Court Square to be whatever. Don't matter if you want the mayor to have an office next door. It matters what the people you supposedly represent, what you don't, most of you, what they want. And y'all know that nobody wanted another building in this county. Nobody was up here speaking for it. And on the internet, everybody was speaking against it. So unless you're knocking on doors, and I've lived in the same place for 3 years and my door ain't been knocked on one time. I'm in a lot of places around here. I ain't never seen one of y'all knocking on a door. That should have been kicked out. But no, what we do is we take money from this fund when we only need a majority, instead of this fund when we need 2/3. And that's the game government plays. It'll continue to grow, continue to get worse. And again, it's going to be your great grandkids. So if you don't care about them, you should look your kids in the face and tell them you hate them. Just like I should look my kids in the face and tell them I hate them for letting you guys do this to them. Does anybody know what fractional reserve banking is? Anybody? Fractional reserve banking. Oh, thank you.
I don't.
Look into it. That's how our banking system works, part of it. This is what I'm talking about. You guys are representing people. You don't even know the very basics. So how can you represent? How do you know if you're violating my rights by giving a yes or a no vote? You don't. But you are every time, because I'm being extorted. I don't want any service that my property taxes pay for. None of them. Keep them. If there's one I'm used, I'll pay triple for it. But I don't want to pay what I don't have to for what I don't want. Guys, what's funny? I want to laugh. I like to laugh. Please. No?
No, you don't get to pick and choose what taxes you pay for.
Says who?
The Benton County don't set property tax. It's a state law. So you're.
So what you do? So what you do is you say.
You're judging us from the way the state law is set up, and
what you do is
that's all I'm saying.
what
It's
you-
just kind of humorous.
No, I get it, but see, you can't think far enough ahead.
Hey, don't
No, I just want to say that you
Go
don't
ahead.
have a kid in school,
His
so you don't
minute
want to
is
pay
up.
taxes.
His time is up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of humorous.
No, because if I worked in government,
Mr. Bolton.
I'd be on the phone with the state saying.
Your
we're not
15
doing
minutes
this.
is up. You have
Thank you.
spoke for 20 minutes
Thank
now,
you.
so we
And
appreciate
again-
your comments. You may be seated, okay?
That man would be calling them and saying it's not happening. We dare you to do it. That's what would happen. If I was in any of your positions, especially his.
I would like to read a TCA code that was passed in the 2022-23 legislation. It's TCA code 8-44-112. It says, the county commission will reserve a period for public comment, reasonable restrictions allowed. A governing body shall, for each public meeting, reserve a period for public comments to provide to the public with the opportunity to comment on matters that are germane on the agenda at the meeting. So actually, you know, you have spoke tonight, but you've really not spoke about anything that is on our agenda, but we let you continue to speak.
That's a policy,
So
not a
if-
law, man.
No,
I
right,
spoke.
right here's the law if you want it.
That's not a law, that's a policy.
It is a law, and it is a Tennessee law, and that's what we will go by. If you choose to speak about something that is not on the agenda, you may go to the county mayor's office, and you may request to be put on the agenda if it's something that's not about the agenda. We're not taking your right to speak away. No, you can speak. If you want to speak about something that is not on the agenda, you will go to the mayor's office and ask to be put on the agenda.
Ma'am, I'm gonna say we are-
Now, we're going to move on to the next order of business on our agenda tonight.
There's always Jimmy Parents, people from the county.
Commissioners Forum, do we have a commissioner? Commissioner Preston, you have 5 minutes.
If you don't want to hear it, you'll read about it in the newspaper, Chairman. The Appalachian Regional Commission This is the federal agency that maintains a list of all United States counties, 3,113. They use their economic indicators to decide how these counties are ranked, how these counties are classified. There's 5 classifications. I'm not going to make you listen to all of them. Attainment is at the top. This is the classification given to the economically strongest counties in the United States. Makes up the top 10%. Distressed counties are the most economically depressed counties in the United States. They make up the bottom 10%. At risk, this is the U.S. counties at risk of becoming economically distressed. And this is where Benton County is ranked. Benton County is ranked at risk of being distressed. This information I'm going to give you comes from the State Board of Education, a user guide to fiscal capacity. The amount of revenue a particular local county government can raise with a penny on the property tax base varies considerably across the state of Tennessee. The amounts are sometimes used to describe the relative wealth of a state's 95 counties. Benton County's 1 cent value is shown in our budget to be $29,546. Only 16 Tennessee counties with a lesser value in their property tax cent than Benton County. Calculating your property tax, you have an appraisal value. You have a assessed value that's 25% of your appraised value, and you multiply that by your tax rate. And you have the amount of money you owe for property taxes. Only 9 counties in Tennessee with a higher property tax rate than Benton County. So somebody wants to say Benton County don't have wheel tax, we've got higher property tax. Of the 36 counties in Tennessee that does not have a wheel tax, Benton County has the highest property tax among those 36 counties. About the First Bank purchase, I firmly feel these numbers just given and the numbers I'm about to give should have been a concern to the commission, especially the budget committee. $1,800 last year was given to a city for property tax, $5,800 to the county. In 1 year's time, $480,000 is drawing about $28,000 in investment income. We drew $1.6 million last year off our investments. $16,000 is what First Bank averages every year in excise tax. In the 2023 year, as of August, when we voted to purchase the First Bank, that bill had not been paid. We bought property from a bank that owes the county money, and I'm not wrong about this. You can verify what I'm telling you through the trustee's office, and she's getting all information, and I'm getting the information from the Department of Revenue, Deputy Commissioner and Chief Financial Officer Amanda McGraw. During the August first bank debate, I hear words such as the mayor's office is embarrassing. It's an awesome deal. Move the county forward, let's buy it. Don't bury our heads in the sand. We can pay for it in 2 years. It is firmly of my opinion that Benton County needs to be seen as who we are, at risk of being distressed. And this is just a point of view that some of us have lived in economically successful lives and kind of see things from a lofty perch. But that's not Benton County. Benton County is at risk of being distressed. We have some budget members that voted for the $480,000 purchase. Some of you don't know this because you weren't in attendance. The same budget members talked up and supported a property tax increase in 2023. Lots of serious conversation about a property tax night after night after night. The interim mayor suggested 60 cents increase. And again, in 2025, early in the budget debate and the budget work, I remind everybody that wanted to blame it on the sheriff, we're going to have a tax increase. Well, we didn't. It was put to me by one, spending such money, sure hope the state don't decide we don't need no help buying that Smith property. We have many citizens that are having a bad day. They're economically distressed. 24.8% of our children living in poverty. The action to reconsider the First Bank purchase can come from any of the 10 that voted yes to buy. I yield the floor.
Do we have another commissioner that would like to speak? Okay, we'll move on to number 4. Is the time that we've got to set aside for the county mayor, the attorney, finance advisor proclamations, but introduce the people. Do you have anything to say?
No, I'd like for Mr.
Okay, Mr. Tommy Gieske from Liberty Tire is here. Would you come forward, please?
Well, now, some of y'all know me, and you've been at meetings with me. Most of the time when I get invited, that gives me about 45 minutes. Does that work here? I just thought I'd throw that out there. Mayor knows, he's been at some of them. The gentleman right here has been at some of them. But no, I appreciate the opportunity, first of all, to serve your county through our company, Liberty Tire. So we service your area and have for a pretty good while. And I'm thankful that, and appreciative, because every county counts. We service 85 of the 95 counties, and it's across the state of Tennessee. So I get to be involved in a lot of them, and I'm very thankful for that. One thing that I spoke with the mayor back last month, I guess it was, before we went up to the Squirrel House meeting. And so we've restructured a lot since they asked me to take the state of Tennessee 2.5 years ago. At that time, we'd made some crazy mistakes, and I own it. I didn't do it, but hey, I own it. So I've been working to fix how we do things across the state. I've changed our contracts. Your county's not under contract with us, but I treat it as the same. That's how I think we're going to be fair to everybody. So like with your price structure, y'all will have a price increase in November. And overall, it increases $33.75 a ton. But in 2025, the county will not receive a price increase. But in March of 2026, the county will be notified by me or someone within the company to let you know if there is going to be a price increase. And I'm capping it at there cannot be over 4% increase. And that way there, you have the information ahead of time to where you can structure and look at your budget and make wise decisions. That's one thing, and I'm just being honest, guys. That's something that we've not done. It's a pet peeve with me. I don't like surprises. Now at Christmas, I like surprises. Don't get me wrong. But day in, day out, I don't like getting surprises in my mail. That's like when I called the mayor. I don't just send out a letter. I don't think that's business. I wasn't brought up, I'm old school. I was brought up, you look a man in the face, you pick up the phone, you call him. So when I talked to the mayor, he asked me if I'd come. And that's why I'm here. We serve you. I'm here to serve you. Yeah, I work for Liberty Tire. Our company serves the state. Our company's invested in the state. We have a facility in Nashville, Knoxville, and a drop yard in Memphis. I'm one that likes to dig in and look at some things. How do we support the state? Last year, we took in 5 million tires across the state of Tennessee. We brought back 9.5 million tons of rubber mulch back into the state. So 450,000 bags of rubber mulch was sold at Walmart, Sam's Clubs, Costco, and all this was made from Tennessee Tire. So 450,000 bags was sold last year in the state of Tennessee. That's $360,000 of tax revenue that came to the counties and to the state. That's with just one product that we make from scrap tires. So I want to continue to see how we can invest in our state. I live here, guys. I don't live in Benton County. I live in Middle Tennessee. But the way it's like I told my boss when they asked me if I would take the state of Tennessee, I said, well, y'all know this is where I live and this is where I hang my hat. And I'm not planning on going anywhere. I went rogue one time, went to Alabama for 6 months. God had mercy and grace and brought me back to the state of Tennessee, and then we we had a ball game Saturday. But now, hey, listen, I'm here to help anytime I can. I've been involved in the last 2 years helping with cleanups. Most of them's been in East Tennessee. I've not run into many here. Matter of fact, we just got through doing one here at the old landfill. We took 10 loads, I think, of tires out of there, old scrap tires out of that landfill. And I've got one we're fixing to be working on in Dyer County. But most of the ones I've been involved in has been in East Tennessee. So I'm here to help, I'm here to support, but hey, I'm come here to put right out on the table. This is what we've done in the past, this is what we're doing now. So if you guys got any questions, I'm here. I'm not gonna run and hide. I can always be reached. Yes, sir.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted the commission to know and the budget committee to know that we're looking at an increase in November and also in 26, just so they could do their planning. And I just thought it'd be good if you came and explained that to them. I appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome. Hey, we appreciate the opportunity to serve you guys, because that's what it is. We are vested in what happens in our state till y'all run me out of Tennessee. Any questions that I can, or anything I can help you guys with or concerns? Well, thank y'all for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Your Majesty, I'll get my drink real quick.
Sir,
Mr. Graham, I'll drink, Your Majesty. Thank you.
okay, we have a guest in our audience tonight, Mr. Weston Watts. He is a representative from Congressman Green's office. Would you stand up or you come forward and introduce yourself?
No, it's not him.
What was he at? Will the representative from Congressman Green's office please come forward?
I think he left.
He must have left during the public forum. Okay, we will move on. Okay, we need a motion and a second for the approval of the last month's minutes. Motion? Motion by Commissioner Miller and second by Commissioner Arnold. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion is passed. Number 7 is the report of public utilities. We need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Commissioner Melton. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And now we're moving down to our resolutions. Resolution number 1 is by Mayor Mark Ward to urge the state of Tennessee to waive basic hunting and fishing license fees for honorably discharged veterans. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Keene and a second by Commissioner Bain. Any questions or discussion? Okay, if there are none, roll call please.
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Marty Douglas,
Yes.
Deborah Bonnie,
Yes.
Tim Miller,
Yes.
Rocky Preston,
Yes.
Gary Fur,
Yes.
Bill Melton,
Yes.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
Mike Nunnery,
Yes.
Gary Price,
Yes.
Jeff Murphy,
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote?
I'd like to vote. Yes.
All of them, I think, sorry, I'm sorry. Hang on. Did you say yes? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Sorry, Carrie, I think it's.
That's okay.
Okay, motion carries. Move on to resolution 2. Is a resolution by Benton County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $11,720.95 received from various sources in the month of September. Motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Miller.
Second.
Second by Arnold. Any discussion?
We need to amend this, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Everyone should have what is Amendment 1, which is Resolution 2, and the $9,595.95 under increased expenditures should be amended to go into line item 718, motor vehicles instead of towing services. Everything else, I believe, is the same. Is that right, Tim?
Okay, does everyone have a copy of the amendment? Okay. I need a motion and a second for the amendment.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner King, second by Commissioner Melton. It's hard for me to hear which voices, because you're all stating it at the same time. Okay. Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Dwayne Fowler. Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keeney.
Yes.
Jerry Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, now we're voting on the resolution as it was just amended. Roll call.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Jerry Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keeney.
Yes.
Jerry Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries as amended.
Resolution 3 is a resolution by Benton County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $11,200 received from recruitment and retention grant.
Motion.
Motion by Melton,
Second.
second by Price. Any discussion? Any questions? There are none, so roll call.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keeney.
Yes.
Jerry Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries.
Resolution 4 is another resolution that we will need an amendment to. It is by Sheriff Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $55,551 received from a school resource officer grant to the sheriff's budget. Motion, please. Motion by Commissioner Murphy, second by Commissioner Bain.
Motion to amend.
Motion to amend to,
Second.
You should have a resolution, amendment 1 for resolution 4. And in this resolution, the amounts of decreased revenues and increased revenues should be changed to $50,000 each.
okay, roll call, please, for the amendment.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keeney.
Yes.
Jerry Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote?
Motion carries. We'll vote now on the resolution as it was amended. Melton and Melton. They're all saying they're not going to understand which one it is. Okay. Now roll call, please, for resolution 4 as amended.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Bain.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keeney.
Yes.
Gary Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote as amended? Motion carries.
Resolution 5, a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds in the amount of $10,700 received as an allocation contribution from the City of Camden to the library budget.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? There are none, so roll call, please.
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Debbie Bang,
Yes.
Cliff Miller,
Yes.
Bucky Preston,
Yes.
Gary Fur,
Yes.
Bill Melton,
Yes.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
Mike Henry, Terry King,
Yes.
Jerry Price,
Yes.
Jeff Murphy,
Yes.
Roseanne Ward,
I state that I have a conflict of interest and I will not vote.
anyone wish to change your vote? Okay, 11 yes and 1 no. It carries.
Resolution 6 is a resolution by Director of Schools Mark Florence to budget funds in the amount of $17,500 received from TVA to a proper line item for expenditure within the school's budget. Motion by Melton,
Second.
second by Price. Any questions? I see none, so roll call, please.
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Marty Douglas,
Yes.
Debbie Bang,
Yes.
Kenneth Miller,
Yes.
Bucky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur,
Yes.
Bill Melton,
Yes.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
Mike Henry,
Yes.
Terry King,
Yes.
Gary Price,
Yes.
Jeff Murphy,
Yes.
Roseanne Ward,
Yes.
anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries.
Resolution 7 is a resolution by Director of Schools Mark Florence to budget funds in the amount of $1,141 received from the state of Tennessee for CEO supplement pay to a proper line item expenditure for the school's budget. Motion by Preston,
Second.
second by Nunry. Any questions? There are none. Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Marty Douglas,
Yes.
Debbie Bang,
Yes.
Kenneth Miller,
Yes.
Bucky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Fur,
Yes.
Bill Melton,
Yes.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
Mike Henry,
Yes.
Terry King,
Yes.
Gary Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy,
Yes.
Roseanne Ward,
Yes.
anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries.
Resolution 8 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to request permission and authority to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Spectrum for broadband deployment. Is the representative here from? Okay, would you like to come forward, please? I'm sorry that I wasn't given your name. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mayor, and members of the commission. My name is Zach Bates. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Charter Communications at Spectrum. And I'm here to do a couple things, but one, first and foremost, is to give you guys an update on our broadband deployment throughout the county, and then also to speak on a little bit about the predicament that we find ourselves in one of the additional state grants that we were awarded. So our build out in Benton County right now is a part of two programs. One, it's called the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, RDOF, which is a federal program that is administered strictly by the feds through the FCC. Charter was awarded subsidy to build out to over 4,200 homes through this program throughout Benton County, not just in one section, but actually spread out throughout the county. We've made tremendous progress thus far. I trust that you guys have seen our construction trucks and really out doing the work to get this project done as quickly as we can. We have built out to almost 2,200 homes of that 4,100 that we are due to serve. These are fiber to the home projects, and again, these homes that we're building out to have the full array of services that we provide throughout our entire footprint, not only throughout 72 counties in Tennessee, but 41 states throughout the country. So the second grant that we were awarded through the American Rescue Plan, this program was administered by the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development. We applied for 500 additional homes separate from the RDOF program in 2022. We were awarded this grant at the end of 2022. And in our application, we included a resolution that this body passed dedicating, I believe it was $800,000 of Benton County's local ARPA funds to be included as a local match. This is something that ECD encouraged local governments to do, and we were awarded additional points in our application because this county and this body did so. One of the predicaments that, again, how we got here is that, so this award was announced at the end of 2022, and it took us about a year to get our contract signed with ECD. So it was about the end of 2023 until we were able to actually move forward with this build out because of the plethora of issues that we had, not only with the state, but with the feds to get our contract signed. When we finally were able to get the contract signed, we approached Mayor Ward about this local match. He was able to kind of go back and see everything that happened with ARPA funds, and it turns out that these funds were already appropriated. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication with when these ARPA funds had to be dedicated and then also when they had to be spent. And so that was kind of the issue, the explanation of that issue there. So something that the mayor and I have talked about along with the budget committee is, what can we do to bridge this gap? Because again, in our application that we were awarded points for, we had this local match that the county dedicated in our application to get the points and also make the numbers work, because again, these homes are the hardest to reach areas that we have left throughout the state. So with the understanding that budgets are tight and people just don't have money laying around, we were able to rework the numbers based on all the progress that we made through RDOF and kind of bring our costs down for this separate ARPA grant. And we were able to make the numbers work from $800,000 to $400,000. Again, understanding that money doesn't grow on trees. We talked to the mayor again about maybe pushing this possible match down the line, maybe divide it up into multiple years after you guys pass the budget, and then this program will be complete, the build will be done. But the main thing is we want to make the numbers work and make sure that these 500 homes that are due to receive service from this grant, that everything works out and that we're able to finish what we started. So really appreciate the time and being back here to give you guys an update, and obviously happy to answer any questions that.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Of those 500 homes you're going to add, what percentage of those currently has no access?
Zero. All of them. All of them do not. Yeah. So the good thing about these programs is that there's accountability for overbuild, right? So you're not going to have any sort of subsidized program that's giving service to people that already have it.
That's my concern. I don't want us helping you build your empire. When there's already somebody there.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are unserved homes without any high-speed broadband. And again, this program and what we set to build is fiber to the home, the best of the best, not low speed, half speed, inadequate product. Yes, sir.
What location are those homes in?
Yep, I have a little map here. I can that probably won't help you much. I'm glad to provide you further, actual details where you can even plug in addresses and see, but they are.
You got road names?
Not on me, but I do in a computer file, a KMC file.
You got a map?
Yep. Yep. So these are blue dots.
Sir, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Out of those 500 homes, how many have internet, satellite internet?
That I don't know, but it would be, if they had satellite, it would be a product that does not qualify as broadband.
Okay.
So
I understand that. So they may have internet, but we don't know.
They would not have.
They wouldn't have broadband, but they may have satellite internet.
They could. Sure.
You're talking about the little yellow dots.
The blue, the yellow is kind of the outline.
Okay, the big outlines that's in the outline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What area is that, Keith?
You got out around Birdsong, over in that area, Wildlife Control, kind of that area. You got Sandy River, down 641. Halfway, just outside of town here, a little ways. It's a quarter mile, just outside of city limits.
Yep.
I think it's already down Sandy River. I think it's already down Sandy River.
Sir, were you suggesting that like, you're not gonna go where somebody else is already there?
Not through this program, no, sir. These are unserved homes.
Because, you've got, out our way, we have two different companies that are ran cable.
Right. So that was two different programs. What we're building right now is through the RDOF program that came first. There was another provider that was awarded a grant that applied in our RDOF areas where there is some overbuild. But our application was strictly unserved homes because, again, one, it's not good policy, but two, with these hardest to reach areas, choosing to build where people just got service doesn't make a lot of business sense. Yes, sir.
How much are you charging for your service?
It varies.
So a customer has to pay for your service and the federal, or the government, not the federal government, but the government also has to pay for it. So it sounds like you make all the money and we, the taxpayers, get all the bills.
No, sir. I mean, again, the subsidy is partial. For this grant, for example, it's a $2.6 million build. Charter put up 1.4. The state of Tennessee, through the ARPA grant, put in 1.2. So we requested a 46% subsidy. The program allowed for an 80% subsidy. So one of the reasons why I think we were awarded is because we applied for far less amount of money than the program set out to. And again, I understand your point and sympathize. But again, these are the hardest to reach areas that are left in the state. And, we want as many customers as we can. And if we can make this work on our own capital without any subsidy whatsoever, we would gladly do it.
Do you know if any of these other companies that are overbuilding are planning to lay on top of the lane where you're at?
Not with any programs. I'm not aware of any other companies' plans. But the other part of it is that since this award was already issued, this area is not eligible for any other grants. There's one more grant coming down the line, and these 500 homes are not eligible. Yes, sir.
I had a business 6 years ago. I had one option for internet. It was a dish. I had satellite on the side of my building, and had a dish signal.
Mm-hmm.
And now today, I have a spectrum signal.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to thank everyone for your remote area of the county.
think, yeah, that's why we do it. That's why we do it.
Council, usually.
I mean, again, I not to belabor the point, but, you know, at least, we're, you know, it took us time to get here, but you're not getting a halfway product. You're getting the best technology that's currently available of anywhere in the country. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate the fact of those that have not had internet access to finally have it. But I have to say I have people that I know down at EVO that have complained about the service being down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people have complained about the prices
Mm-hmm.
going up extremely. What can you do to help this distressed county to be able to afford to have the internet now that we have the access to it?
Yep. Well, we do have a low-cost option for eligible households. You know, those include, you know, seniors on SSI, any household that has children on free or reduced lunch. They're eligible for these for this low-cost service. I mean, I sympathize with the way prices are nowadays. You know, I know it doesn't make anybody feel any better, but you know, if you look at the rate of inflation over the past couple of years, the price of our service pale in comparison to that. Everything's more expensive. We're all victims of that, but it's something that we are mindful of, and we've had low-cost services for eligible families, I think, since 2016. It's something we take really seriously. Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, I'm gonna be on the other side of the spectrum, minus the fun. I had it put in, had it for 30 minutes, it went out 10 some odd times, and I called and canceled it, went back to Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't good for me. So I mean, intermittent service, you know, I've not had a minute's trouble with Starlink, happy with it, so that's where I went back.
And you know, this is something that Mayor and I talked about before. You know, my title is Director of Government Affairs, but part of my job is to serve you and your constituents. If there's an issue with your service, there's a reason for it, and that can be fixed.
But I'm not gonna call support because I just got it.
Sure.
It should work.
Well, understood. But also, you know, when you build out to these brand new areas, there are kinks that have to be worked out. But you know, again, I don't want to miss the point here that you know, if you have issues, if your constituents have issues, if anybody, that is a big part of my day-to-day job is to be the customer relation for you guys and your constituents. Yes, sir.
Two things. Keith, could you use the microphone and explain the areas we're talking about? People on Facebook want to know what areas that we're talking about.
No.
Guessing that of where these maps are. He's got labeled Wildlife Cove Village. This is just up north Wildlife Cove, which would be back kind of in town, out of this area over here. If you look here where they've got the city of Camden, it would be, I'd say some of it kind of out in the Shiloh community, maybe. Some of it all around Sawyer's Mill. Some of it runs up the west side of the county. There's a small section there that he's got outlined. And then north of Camden, if this red spot here is the city limits, and about where, is that where city limits would be? Kind of what y'all got marked as city limits. This would be north of there, kind of 641 between the city limits and maybe rounding up Rockman Store out in that area somewhere. Kind of what I would see from this map without any roads.
Thank you for that. I just had people text and know what areas. The other thing is, I just want to talk to the commissioners for a second about this. So the 800,000 that was allocated back in 2020 or whenever this money became available was for all of the carriers. I think we had 3 that was bidding on that at the time, and they all used that money for their applications for the federal or state money. You know, we were just a portion of it. The problem is what happened, like you said, it took some time. TEC didn't take time, and they got 500,000 of that money. So if you used the whole 800,000 in your application, that was probably not correct because.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's understood. And actually, Benton County was only one of 2 counties that got 2 awardees there. So it was almost a safe assumption that only one provider would get chosen. Assumptions
I
obviously
understand.
get you in trouble. But Benton and Carroll actually were the only 2 counties that I'm aware of that received multiple awards from different providers.
So I just want them to
Yep.
understand what they're voting on. So TDC got their memorandum of understanding back when Randy Shannon was interim mayor. And I had that in my files, but I didn't find one on the other 2 companies, so that's where our conversation started. But out of the 800,000, 500,000 of it was spent. I don't know, did we give any to the third company?
I
Do you know?
think WK&T got, I don't know how much they got, but they got part of that.
So we need to figure out exactly how much money, that's why there's no money in this resolution. We would have to know how much money that we could allocate. We don't have it in this year's budget. It would have to come from future budgets. Y'all have to decide how you feel comfortable about that. But it is an asset to have broadband at all the houses in Benton County, as many as we can get. I think it's something that we should try to do, but I don't know. The budget committee would be the one that would know how much that we could go forward with. And I think we have some time to do that. When's your deadline to know, or to have a commitment?
Well, in a perfect world, this calendar year, that would be helpful. This grant must be complete by August 31 of 2025.
Question, Mr. Mayor. You said that there was 800,000 total, 500,000 always went to TEC. Another company got some, let's say they got 100,000, so that only leaves us 200,000 left there.
They probably got more than 100,000.
So,
I don't
you're
know.
asking for 400,000, well, we may not only have 100,000 left in that month.
I don't know. I have not written a check to anybody other than TEC. I don't know. I don't think it happened before I became mayor, but it could have. Do you remember?
I don't know whether any monies were expended.
It was forwarded. It was rolled forward every year from 2020 until I became mayor, the whole 800,000, and then we paid TEC. But then we had to spend that money or lose it. We had run it on a deadline.
WK&T came down, Dick Sandy got down the east side and then cut across from different places toward the middle. So they've got quite a bit of area that they've covered. I don't know exactly how much, but I think they have drawn, but I don't know how much.
There's places in Big Sandy where they cut across roads and ain't got a house on them for miles, I can't.
That's where we've gotten to with this installation, is the ones that are really hard to get to. It's like cost
They ain't
so
a house on
much.
the road, they're running fiber across it. But what I'm saying is, we may not have, you're asking 400,000, and we may not have 50,000. So we may not have no money to allocate.
So do we need to pull this and wait and see till we can find out how much money we have?
Well, I want to pull it, but I wanted everybody here to be aware of what's going on, and let's have a discussion and try to come up with what we can come up with for this company.
I think we can come up with what we may have left, but I mean. I don't
We're
see-
not gonna be able to do anything right now, budget-wise. We'll have to move forward and we'll start the next year's budget to be able to do anything.
When you say August of 25?
August, the build must be complete by August 31 of next
The
year.
build has to be complete.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's a bad question to ask, but if there's no money that left in the allocation, where does that leave y'all? Y'all not gonna build out, or y'all just gonna?
Well, there are decisions that I will not be making, but the reason that I'm here is because there is concern that without this local match, this build cannot be done economically.
For those extra 500 that you was looking at?
We got it down to 400.
No, customers, he's talking about.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, 500 homes.
Those extra 500 homes, and if we don't have that money in our budget, that money's already been spent, if we got ARPA money, then that's looking, that's coming up with $800 a house to do 500 more homes.
How many of
At
those,
$400,000.
the 500 are gonna sign up? Have you done any preliminary sales?
I mean, no, sir, because to that point, we're not sure if we can.
So where's the point of having to try to find out if there's any money left?
Sir,
We're at the point of needing to know whether there's any money left before we can move forward with anything.
So, sir, on this particular deal, have you already, you've been approved for the grant and you have the money?
No, you don't get paid till you do the work.
But you've been approved for the grant has been approved?
On the state end.
Yeah. Based on us participating?
Correct, that's how we were awarded.
So depending
Chairman,
on,
can I say something? We're talking about account 127, the COVID pandemic money. I happened to look at a trial balance sheet today, and there's better than $1.3 million in it today. How you floor?
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
It makes me kind of laugh that, Rocky, you always say that we have to shop local. And yet, we've given all this money to all these other companies and ran our two hometown internet providers out. So, just be wise.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
And that's no personal attack to you or anything, I'm just saying for all of y'all.
And I'm not internet smart, I apologize.
I mean, I have a computer, do you?
Any other questions I can try to answer?
what is the normal percentage of people who do choose? I mean, just because we're covering 500 houses don't mean that we're going to be getting 500 households.
Yes. It truly varies. And then, just because people sign up immediately, sometimes it takes time to obviously get those numbers up. But, it can vary from 20%, in a good spot, it can be 90%. I mean, it's just really hard to tell. But, again, what these programs were established to do is to have the service available. Coverage. Yeah.
I'm just looking at bang for the buck.
Sure.
Like he said, if we covered everybody, that's $800 a house, roughly.
Anyone else have any questions?
All right.
Okay, sir. Miss Candy from the Camden Chronicle would like to ask you a question.
Yes, sir. You spoke about 2,100 houses built out to.
I'll look at it tomorrow.
Of those 2,100 houses, how many are customers?
I don't have those numbers in front of me, but we can try to get those.
It's definitely not 100%.
No, ma'am. No, of course not. Yeah. Thank you.
Commissioner Price.
Madam Chairman, it appears to me that we don't have enough information to make a good decision. Enough to be able to vote on something like this. Funding, a lot of ifs.
I've already said I'm pulling the resolution because we don't have that, but I want everybody to start talking about this and figure out and look at the budget and see what we think we can do to help them out, because I'd like to see them build out this project.
Mayor, I'd like to see information from what's been done, who's got what where. We've spent $1.2 million or somewhere there that's been allocated, and nobody ever knew anything. We just give money, says, go for it. So, again, we got people going down the same road, should never happen. We have no oversight over money that we give, and I think that's where we go wrong. We should know that. We should know what's going on.
I agree with you 100% because I have both TEC and Spectrum on my road now, and I didn't have anything 3 years ago. They're competing companies, and it was put in with a grant, so that was my first question to him. Is this going to be going anywhere where there's already available, and y'all asked that same question too.
Yeah, we can't obviously control where other providers, where they apply and what the state awards them. But what we can control is where we do apply, and those are obviously in 100% unserved areas.
You explained that to me off the first round. The government didn't know what they were putting out for bids. And they gave 2 different companies bids for an area. One of them put it in immediately, and the other one got their grant, and they're coming in and putting it in later, and it's on the same roads. But it was not their fault, it was the federal government's fault, or the state, whoever put that out. So they've learned from that, and they've whittled it down now, and they're just trying to get out to the outskirts. I understand what's going on, and you explained that very well to me, but I just think that we need to think about this and figure out how we can help them fund this to make it happen, what we can afford to do.
Absolutely.
I would like to see the list of roads. If you
Yep.
could email that to
Yep.
the mayor's office.
Yep. He's good. Yep. Yes, sir. Will do.
I would love to see a general average of how many you cover typically on this same type rural areas. Just within a county of the same basic financial standing.
About how many customers sign up?
Out of that 500, what you suspect the percentage might be.
Okay.
And just looking at other areas in the similar financial level area.
Yep. Yep.
I have Charter Spectrum. I have ever since it was available. I love it. Other than it's outrageous.
Thank you.
Other than it's outrageous.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you all. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Resolution 9 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds in the amount of $1,964.28 collected from court fees to fund the purchase of needed data processing equipment in the Circuit Court Clerk's office as requested by the judge and the clerk.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Melton, second by Commissioner Price.
Question, what kind of equipment we talking about, Mr. Mayor?
Charlie, you know what kind of equipment that is? It's scanners.
It's some kind of an attachment or addition to the computer, I think, that involves some scanners. It was something that, I don't know the specifics of it, but it was something that I personally spoke with Judge Griffey on. Judge Griffey said that was pretty much his idea, and it's something that he wanted to see implemented. He agreed to it.
It's where he can see all the documents without having to have somebody run and get them. He can see them from his desk, where he don't have to wait, and it speeds up the court process.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Banks.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Ford.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Gary Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keane.
Yes.
Gary Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion passed.
Resolution 10 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and budget monies in the amount of $2,033.13 to fund the purchase supplies for the medical examiner/coroner that were originally budgeted in the prior fiscal year.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Arnold, and second by Commissioner Bain. Any questions about this one? There are none. Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Banks.
Yes.
Kenneth Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Ford.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Gary Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Keane.
Yes.
Gary Price.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries.
Resolution 11 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $1,411,485 to fund the prior approved renovations to the county-owned property at 234 West Main Street, referred to as the old Sears Building.
Motion.
Motion by Melton and a second by Bain. Bain. Melton and Bain.
Question.
Anyone have any questions about it?
Is this the total amount of original bid, or is this including all the problems that we've run into with the city codes officer costing us about $300,000?
So let me explain that.
And stuff like that.
I appreciate you asking that question. The original amount that was put out for bids was $1,050,000. That was all passed through the county commission and all, and that was last year's budget. Well, because of the codes guy and some of the things that he come up with that we were going to have to change, like getting a different engineer and architect and all, that ran it into this year's budget. That money failed at budget time to get rolled into this year's budget. I mean, we've already awarded that and he's already started the work. But because it was rolled, we had to add about $350,000 to it because of having to change out all the central units and duct work and put in floor drains and some of the other things that they came up with, on top of paying another engineer and architect to draw it up for us. So that was about $350,000. I just thought that it would be easier to put it all in one resolution for the entire cost. It was $1,050,000 plus the $350,000 of overrun, which is $1.4 million. So that this is all of it, but $1,050,000 was already approved in last year's budget. It just failed to be rolled forward.
But one of the things that, when we was talking about buying that building, is the fact that the central units was all in good shape. They
Yep.
was practically used.
They still are.
They, and now that, the codes officer, why would is he HVAC certified to come in and tell us that we have to change our central units?
No.
I don't know what kind of certification he has. I just know that he has the power behind him to stop the project if you don't go by his rules.
But
So we've
but
had.
he's not HVAC certified, nor certified.
I don't know his
codes officer.
certifications.
I mean, it's, costing this county $300,000 for somebody flexing.
You're correct.
You got a copy of what he said? I mean, what he said we had to do?
Yeah,
In
Charlie
writing?
Douglas has got all of that.
Okay, because I'd like to have a copy of it.
I'll get you one. It's all legit. I've looked at it all. I mean, Charlie's working with us 100% and keeping the costs down. It's just things that, because the city of Camden adopted the federal building code, or universal building code, he's going in and picking out things. I personally don't think that a SEER rating on an air conditioner unit should matter to a building inspector, because that's our electrical bill that we're going to be paying. It shouldn't matter if the SEER rating's a 10 or a 12, but he's going by all those things, and I mean, that's what he made us do to be able to go forward with the project.
So he cost us $300,000, the taxpayers, by going in there and changing the central units and other things that should have been fine as far as the central units go.
You're 100% correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I asked you this question, and for those that weren't tuning in, when I asked you the question about the units that we had to do, though we can use those.
Yes, the units that are coming out, we're going to put in storage until we need them at other buildings. Do you think it's
inside the city limits?
Do you think it's no? We can install a central unit in another county building as long as we're not remodeling that building and getting a permit. So I just think that's funny, but it's really sad that the city wouldn't work with us any better than they did on this project.
Commissioner Furr?
My understanding on these central units, they didn't meet the energy efficient requirements
The SEER rating, that's correct.
rating that he required.
I would like to say one thing. I probably shouldn't say this, but Charlie got the bid a year ago, however long it's been. He's put a lot of work into that building, spent a lot of money. He's turned in a bill. There was no money in the line item for me to pay that bill. So you've got 4 or 5 commissioners out tonight. We need this to pass to be able to pay our obligations.
Make a motion approved.
Second. Commissioner Preston?
I was raising my hand to speak.
You come and speak, yeah. You raised your hand just as the second was made, but you can go ahead and
What was
speak.
the second for?
For this resolution that we're on, Resolution 11. A motion and a second. We're on Resolution 11, and it was a motion and a second to approve this resolution. And you raised your hand about the time the motion for a second, but you can speak.
It's just my opinion that the dollars for the senior building renovation should be coming out of account 171. Regardless of what account it's going to come out of, I'm going to support it, but I'm going to try to explain why. The general fund is estimated, the budget we have right now, to have better than $14 million in unassigned fund balance. This is a collection of money over previous years, and most of this money is coming, actually, our largest contributor is property tax. This year's general fund budget shows expenditures being greater than $12 million. And to help pay for these expenditures is an estimate of better than $5.5 million. That's all property tax, $5.5 million. The general fund's fund balance only grows by revenues received being greater than the county's expenditures, and the property tax is by far the largest contributor. The account 171, to me, this is just a little bit softer. I think even the citizens would understand a little better. Account 171, several sources of revenue for account 171 is state grants and federal grants. Page 96 of the budget we have right now shows a beginning fund balance of a little better than $1.1 million, an ending fund balance of better than $1.6 million. This is done by receiving more dollars than we're spending in that account. Today's trial balance sheet shows account 171 having a total of $2,181,499 in it, and it's unassigned. 2021 budget, went back and looked at some of our old budgets. Still talking about account 171, page 87, shows $138,000 federal COVID dollars put into this account. The same year, $55,500 state grant dollars, line item 46390. 2023 shows another $100,000 federal grant dollars. 2022, that budget shows Mayor Lashley's administration borrowing $2 million, and it was put into this account. It was put in for the account for the farmer's market that never got built. And much of this account, fund balance, is from that loan money that hasn't been spent. When the mall, even in this budget, it shows the Walmart building is sold. When it's sold, $200,000 will be earmarked to be put in account 171. Now, the senior building. The senior building that is being used now, the accommodations Benton County provides our seniors are failing grade with me. Don't take my word for it, go see for yourself. The exercise room, 15 foot by 24 foot. That's 360 square feet. It's used for storage. Storage is large enough for maybe 7 people to work out. The pool table room, 15 times 19 foot. That's bad small, and you got a full-size pool table in it. The piano room is a very, very nice, beautiful room. Probably large enough. I'm going to say 40 seniors would be a crowd. The basement. The basement looks like a dungeon. The basement is 40 foot long, 10 foot, 8 foot wide, 6 foot and 5 inches from the floor to the ceiling, and a window AC. Tennessee's counties, all 95 counties, each of them averages having a population of 17.1% a senior population. Benton County's senior population is 23.9% of the population. We've got 3,791 seniors in Benton County. Benton County is ranked 6th in the state of Tennessee for the largest percentage of counties having seniors. 466 seniors, that's 12.3%, live alone. 454 seniors, that's 12%, live in poverty. The senior citizen membership, veterans, is 16% of our seniors. 600 veterans are senior citizens in Benton County. The senior citizen membership is 170 members, with folks walking away once they realize the lack of improper accommodations. In closing, I've looked over the last 5 budgets. With exceptions to this renovation we're talking about, Benton County has spent more dollars in the past 5 budgets on animal control than we spent on our 3,791 senior citizens. I rest my case. I yield the floor.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Even though this is costing us a little more than what we had expected because of the codes enforcement thing, it is still less than the original first estimate that we had, cost price that we had before we took the bids. It's kind of like maybe half.
Well,
I think we should do this.
Yeah, most definitely. It was 2 point.
It was pretty close to 3
Yeah.
million. Pretty close to 3 million.
2.8, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, and the seniors deserve a nice building. They've been in that place long enough that it's in bad repair, in my opinion.
Thank you.
One comment, Madam Chair. You know, I'm reading, we've got to have the senior citizen center 100% for it. But one thing that we do kind of need to think about, in my opinion, which again, I've said for years, my opinion don't matter, but, you know, the senior citizen center in Camden services Camden, some people towards Holiday, but we have another senior citizen center in Big Sandy that has quite a few people that, you know, go to that area that don't come to, you know, to Camden. We do contribute a small amount towards that center in our budget. I think maybe next budget year, we need to look and see what we can do to, you know, make that, help them if they need the help in the Big Sandy area for their senior citizens, because there's, you know, they've got a good organization down there.
We raised that some this year.
We raised their amount this year considerably.
Yeah, I knew we had, but I just think we need, you know, if they need something, we need to look
at each year.
Yes.
That's it, okay. Anyone else before we vote? Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Mark Douglas,
Yes.
Debbie Blaney,
Yes.
Ken Miller,
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Carr,
Yes.
Bill Melton,
Yes.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
Mike Nunnery,
Yes.
Gary King,
Yes.
Jerry Price,
Jerry had to leave.
I think
He's been excused. No, he had to leave the meeting.
Jeff Murphy,
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Okay, motion passed. Resolution 12. It's a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward. Okay, to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $50,000 to fund the purchase of gasoline fuel for Benton County Airport. Motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Miller,
Second.
second by,
Motion to amend.
okay, Holland.
Second that motion.
Okay, motion by
To amend.
Ben Melton. Second by Nunnery.
No. Who did the second? You did
Oh,
the
no, I did.
I did.
I did the second.
Nunnery did the second.
Okay.
Whatever.
Miller and Holland.
And I need
Second.
Holland.
Yeah, Holland. Okay, you have, most of you should have a copy of the amendment in front of you.
The Amendment 1 for Resolution 12, in the line item increase, the 425 line item should to be changed to gasoline from South Development.
Okay, Okay, we'll vote on the amendment. Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Banks.
Yes.
Tim Miller.
Yes.
Roger Crescent.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Key.
Yes.
Gary Price. Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion
Resolution oh, man, we got to vote as it was amended.
May I speak on this?
Mayor wants to say something.
So everybody understands this, don't they, on the airport fuel? We put 40, 50, 60,000 in there at the start of the year, and it usually lasts all year. Miss Rita's doing such a great job out there. She's already went through every bit of that. And so everything, she's went from selling $1,700, $1,800 a month to $25,000 a month. So we get 80 cents a gallon on that. Every bit of this money is going right back into the general fund. It don't go into her gasoline account when she turns it into the trustee. It goes in the general fund. So we're just reappropriating more for her to buy more fuel. I'm sure we'll have to do it again before the year's over because of her fuel sales. But she has done an outstanding job out there bringing in these jets from other transient areas. And it's something that if we want to keep selling fuel, we've got to put some money in there. If you have any questions, Ms. Rita's back there. If anybody does have any questions on it.
Could we amend this resolution to include a keg of beer?
Please.
I don't think we can do that. Okay, now we're voting. Yeah. Okay, we're voting on the resolution as it was amended. Roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Debbie Banks.
Yes.
Tim Miller.
Yes.
Roger Crescent.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Key.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries.
Okay. Resolution 13 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $13,600 to fund a partially reimbursable grant for a windsock and rotating beacon at the airport. Motion, please.
Second.
Motion. Who made the motion? Melton, and second by Holland. Any questions about the windsock? I see none, so roll call, please.
Keith Arnold.
Yes.
Marty Douglas.
Yes.
Deborah Banks. Yes. Tim Miller.
Yes.
Roger Crescent.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Barry Holland.
Yes.
Mike Nunnery.
Yes.
Terry Key.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the appointing of notaries. We have 4. The names are Shauna Kennan, Jennifer Wick, Kimberly Bull, and Melissa Hooper.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Arnold and King. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Notaries are approved. We're down to number 22 is any other business.
Madam Chairman, I'd
Yes.
like to make a motion to suspend the rules in order to take up item number 14.
Okay, he's made a motion to suspend the rules. Who's second?
Second.
Melton. That's fine. Douglas is fine, either one of them. Okay, we have a motion to suspend the rules. Now we need a motion to bring Resolution 14 to the floor.
Motion.
Motion by Miller,
Second.
second by Murphy.
Motion to amend.
Yeah, now a motion to amend.
We've done it hardly. How do you?
Keith's catching on, isn't he? Do you have a copy of the amendment?
Make a motion to amend the resolution requiring $10,000 additional earnest deposit to be paid down on the buyer of the building.
I'll second this motion.
Okay.
Recommended by property.
Any questions?
This has already been done, or is the,
Y'all got a letter in your email, I think Charlie sent out from the guys that's doing this. We got approval if y'all pass this. They're excited to move forward in Camden with the redevelopment of the former Walmart into a Tractor Supply. They have no problem going ahead and getting $10,000 more sent to the county attorney, if that's what y'all vote on tonight, to give them until January the 30th. I talked to him on the phone today, and he said that they're having their final meeting November the 4th, I believe it was, for Tractor Supply to give them the final approval. But they knew that this contract expires November the 7th. So they want to go ahead and do this, and they wanted, because of the holidays with Thanksgiving and Christmas, they wanted to go ahead and do it to January 30th. I don't see a problem. I think it's the smartest thing for us to do, because if we jump ship now just because they can't close by November the 7th, then we're looking at another 8 months to a year with the next people. So
This is non-refundable. They've already, once we put this up, they've already put up $30,000.
That's right.
They're not gonna walk.
they're not walking away at this point.
No, they're not.
Any other questions? I see none. Roll call?
Keith Arnold,
Yes.
Mark Douglas.
Yes.
Terry Banks.
Yes.
Chris Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Clark.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
yes.
Gary Holland.
Yes.
Mike Henry.
Yes.
Gary King.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone want to change your vote? Passed. I think I've done back everything.
As amended. Now roll call vote. That was roll call vote as amended. Okay, next we're down to, have we got any other business? Anybody wants to bring that?
Gotta have a vote as amended.
Okay, roll call please. One more roll call. One more.
Yes.
Mark Douglas.
Yes.
Terry Banks.
Yes.
Terry Miller.
Yes.
Rocky Preston.
Yes.
Gary Clark.
Yes.
Bill Melton.
Yes.
Gary Holland.
Yes.
Mike Henry.
Yes.
Gary King.
Yes.
Jeff Murphy.
Yes.
Roseanne Ward.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Any other business?
Your Highness, Madam Chairman. I move to adjourn.
Okay, I'd like to just say one thing. We, just for your information, we have two commissioners out tonight, Commissioner Hall and Commissioner Fowler. And I think we all need to remember them in our prayers. They've got members of their family that's in the hospital. They need prayers. That's it. Anything else? Motion to adjourn by Arnold. Second by Miller.
All those in favor, stand up.
I heard it. I heard it.
All right.